Welcome to the Black Girl Flow podcast, a space dedicated to creating conversation that pushes us to be in alignment and at peace with ourselves and the world around us.
We are about cultivating joy, growth, and success in our life, love, and identity. So join us as we find our flow.
We are your hosts, Liv
and Lex,
two 20-something-year-old Black girls working every day to be in flow.
And we want you along this journey with us.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Black Girl Flow podcast. Welcome. We know that we have quite a few new followers and listeners here with us today. So if you just happen to be a new listener, we appreciate you. Thanks for joining the tribe. If you have been a recurring listener, you already know you have a special place in our hearts.
Yeah.
And before we even preface with what the pulse check is, what the episode is today, we just have to do a check-in for all of the people out there. Like, how are you guys doing with this daylight savings nonsense?
Oh my gosh.
Are we okay? I know we're not okay. We're not okay.
Yeah.
Do you have a weighted blanket? Like, how are you taking care of yourself is the million-dollar question.
I've heard more people talking about this weighted blanket. Is this supposed to, how is this supposed to support us?
Take the sadness away. One, it's supposed to take the sadness away. What else do people get? They get those like sunset lights.
No, I did know this, that like up in Ithaca, the like people who go to college in Cornell or that area, they have like sunlight rooms where they have lamps that mimic, because students need the vitamin D. Well, I have a weighted blanket. Maybe we need to cuddle up under it.
Yeah.
It's the cold, but it's a different type of cold. It's like cold. And once it gets in my toesies, it doesn't leave me. So that compounded with the dark makes me not want to, like, if it's not too cold, I'll go outside, go on a walk when it's sunny. But I'm so cold during the day that I don't want to go outside. So then by the time it's evening, I'm just sad that it's dark outside.
Yeah, and I do think it's a shame that probably no one is going to respect that opinion, because we are from the South and we live in the South. So we're talking about North Carolina being so cold. And we're just like, we can't even go outside because we feel it in our toes and like the wind.
Maybe I'll cut this. I don't want to get dragged.
No, we have
it's
to.
Cold
we
for
have
me.
to.
Everybody has their reference point, but you know what I mean? Like the days that it has been cold, it's been brick.
Yeah.
For North Carolina.
For sure.
And then we have these like weird oscillating days. So I'm unwell.
I went on a walk this morning, and just a little bit of wind will throw my ears into a spiral. Constant ringing.
And you can't get it back.
Unbearable pain.
This is what I'm saying.
I can't even talk to anybody on the phone because I need earmuffs on.
Yes.
So, okay, conclusion, we're not doing okay. The world is also in disarray. We're not well.
Yeah.
But we're here.
'Tis the season.
And sometimes it just takes those little moments where we all recognize that things may not be what we want it to be. Life might be shitty.
Yeah.
But we can all come together and kiki about it.
And I will say, as much privilege as we have living together, it does feel more communal if you walk in and you're like, why is it so dark? And I'm like,
just to be able to complain.
Yes. So consider, to those who don't have that, we're doing that to you. So go ahead, girl, take a second and just let it out.
Yeah.
Tell us about your cold ears.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us about the unruly coworker. Let us know. Let us know. Just let it out. We're here for you. We're with you.
I think people that live alone have the right to complain twice as much as those that do not.
Agreed.
Get to have that experience. Yeah.
I will co-sign that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we're here with you guys, and we're also recognizing that it's shitty. So this is really just, the corner for that. But like I said, if you're new to this podcast, my name is Liv, and I have my beautiful, beautiful co-host, Lex. Yeah.
We've been at it.
Capricorn and Aquarius duo for you guys. And we usually like to start off the podcast with Pulse Check. Our Pulse Check is just our time to connect with how we're feeling, mind, body, soul. We did kind of give a little privy to how we're doing when it comes to the state of the world, but I can kick us off for the
Go for
Pulse
it.
Check,
Yeah.
and then we can
Dive right in.
to the episode. Wow, are we just finishing each other's sentence? Okay. So, how am I doing? I haven't really asked myself.
It's December.
This.
Your birthday clock is now begun.
Yeah.
The holidays, we're one down.
Yeah.
2 to come.
Yeah.
Really
honestly,
3 for you because you're a national holiday.
Wow. I mean, just keep them coming.
And
Every
25.
Yes. So, bingo. That's how I'm feeling.
Okay.
25 is kind of, it's not insane, but it was so funny because Lexi the other day was like, should we have a funeral for like your 20s, like your early 20s? Like you're kind of kissing them goodbye. And in a weird way, my prefrontal cortex is going to be fully developed.
Correct.
She's going to be voluptuous. And I'm not going to be able to blame things on prefrontal cortex. I might be able to blame it on the planets and the stars and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
But the prefrontal cortex, my decision making has to be, I would say on point. And so I
This
think
is
I'm
now
like,
the cards you've been dealt. That's kind
these
of
are
what
the
it is.
cards. And I am hell-bent on not having the birthday blues this year. My friends know me as someone to dabble in the psychic realm, and that has like last year was just a year that sent me down a spiral with what the psychics were saying.
It's usually in conjunction with the spiral.
Like absolutely,
as it doesn't go as planned, you end up at a psychic.
As they don't tell me exactly what I want to hear. If they don't tell me that I'm going to meet someone with abundant wealth that is going to invest in me, the spiral then sets in. And I'm immediately like, this is the worst. What the heck?
Spends 2 months unpacking it.
2 months, 3 months just waiting for a check to come. Anything good that they said. But yeah, this year I am just trying to find like the most casual way to enter my 25th year. I'm like, I almost said my 20s, because I'm usually the type of person where I'm like, I want to pamper myself. Like, I want to go shopping. I want to have an expensive meal. I want to do all this stuff. But, excuse me, now I'm like, I just want to do the small things. Since we've already tried the big things and we see that may not be where my frame of reference should be, like, let's try the small things.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to like plan out what I would like that week to look like.
Yeah.
And my family will be in town. So
yeah,
that is one thing that I'm looking forward to. But with that comes like a new year, because my birthday is so close.
To
the end of the year.
It's like a boom, boom, boom. But all good things come in threes. And you really start that. If you can beat the birthday blues, you will honestly, that will be your $1 million check. Because I think the girls struggle.
Every year it beats their ass every year.
I need the research. It's a weird nostalgia mixed with nothingness, limbo. I don't know why that always happens to us. It really is a psychological experience.
Yeah.
But yeah, we don't wish that on you.
The female urge to cry on our birthday.
The urge, it happens. What do you mean?
Yeah.
If you didn't cry on your birthday, and then you can't be that girl that, like, oh my gosh, I can't even.
Yeah.
Because who are you if you don't get the birthday blues? Well, we don't wish that for you this year. You're going to beat the blues. It's going to be a blast.
Praying to be delivered from the birthday blues.
Yeah. I think that December for me is just wild to think we're at the end of the year. And the past 3 months has felt like a whole year in and of itself.
Yeah.
So I'm ready to not be doing that. I also really love being home. And these holidays,
simultaneously never home.
Really want to be home for the holidays. Not going to be home for the holidays. So
sigh.
Big sigh, major sigh. But I'm getting closer and closer every year. But I do think at some point, I don't even know. I feel like if my mother's listening to this, she's gonna roll her eyes. But I'm like, 1 year, I'm just gonna ride it off like at home, because I love my holidays now. So I'm trying to enjoy all of the season things. got a quick trip to DC, which I'm so pumped about because I love DC and I love Christmas time or the holidays. And so looking forward to that for sure. But just trying to take in all the lights. Really, that's like my big thing.
Yeah, we're in our Christmas festivity bag for sure.
Yeah.
And I think that there's gonna be Christmas watching parties. You're teaching me. She's introducing me. So if anyone needs a Christmas 101 class, hey, just DM Lexi. She
It's
knows.
a journey. It's an experience. I do like to facilitate. Yes.
And I have a question. If you could dress up as Mrs. Claus, would you?
Probably. If someone like really facilitated it, like I wouldn't. It would have to be like a party or something. Which I am jealous of the holiday party girlies, like
Really?
girls who get to or people who get to go to holiday parties for like work and stuff. That seems like so much fun. Yeah, and I've never really experienced that. I've had like holiday office parties, but it was always us doing like a craft or something. I've never experienced like the corporate like wine and dine, which I don't know in this economy if people are even doing that, but I'm like, that seems like so much fun. But I know a lot of people like despise small talk and all that. So if you have to endure that, sending you all the energy that you need. And if you need a +1, slide into me and Liv's DMs because we could really work a crowd. We've been known to do it once or twice.
You can come to my company holiday party.
Oh my gosh, that sounds like a blast.
You're invited.
See, y'all, asking you shall receive.
It's kind of like black tie-ish. I don't know. It's one
For
of those
real?
real holiday parties.
Wait, I literally, yes, that's what I'm looking for.
Well, look, y'all.
Fantastic.
Just if anybody else needs an invite.
Who are you? Who are you, Santa Claus, handing out all this holiday cheer?
I mean.
Okay. We're getting ahead of ourselves and little gushing over each other. I do think, though, this ends up working out nicely for our episode that we have today, which is all around this idea of awe.
Yes.
Which I'm super pumped to talk about this. One, I saw a TikTok from Good Morning America. Hoda was talking about that there are actually different types of awe, and so I sent it to you, and it really resonated. I also think it matches this kind of holiday season of this kind of magic and like emotion that we don't always have the words for. And so I'm really excited to unpack this idea of what is awe, the types of awe. And so in the clip, Hoda was highlighting 5 different types of awe. And just to run those for folks so they know, I don't even know if I have the words to describe awe, but it really is that breathtaking, speechless moment that comes with a wealth of emotion in the sense of, just kind of immaculate, and it causes you to pause in a way. So she highlighted that 1 is obviously spiritual, like you can have a spiritual encounter or moment. 2 can be a moment in nature, whether witnessing kind of beautiful nature or just having your breath taken by nature or having a grounding moment in nature. Collective joy. So this would be, rocking out to your favorite song in a wedding mosh pit or something like that. This moment of just collective happiness. I think I'm on 4. Is witnessing an act of kindness that you are not a part of. So seeing a Good Samaritan act, seeing somebody, I almost kind of think about when you see soldiers returning from home, like why everybody gets so emotional in those videos. It's like you just see this beautiful act of kindness. And then the last one is moral beauty, and is just somebody who takes your breath away in sense of who they are and how they live their life. And they kind of have, the way I think of it is like an effervescence, like this kind of aura about them of, I think Michelle Obama would probably give me like a moral beauty, like baseline is how I think about it. So that was it. And I'm curious, Liv, how you've experienced awe and what those 5 types feel to you, and even how it might connect to the idea of flow.
Absolutely. I mean, I think that awe connects so much to my practice and ritual of gratitude. And oftentimes when you find these like whimsical things to be excited about, it gives you like this new sense of confidence. And sometimes they can just be like really niche. Like sometimes when I'm on TikTok and I'm scrolling, and I see somebody put together like a humongous puzzle and they're
Oh,
just
yeah.
super excited about it, and it's like that whimsical moment, it brings me a lot of joy. And so oftentimes, even when I'm reflecting in my gratitude ritual, I might see, I might write down like, oh my God, I got to see somebody like rocking out in their car and not
Yeah.
even paying attention to who was watching. And that to me was just so courageous and brave.
Yeah.
When I was thinking about awe, I saw a couple articles, but one quote by the social psychologist Jonathan Haidt calls awe the emotion of self transcendence. And
Ooh.
he says, you know, awe gives us an experience of vastness and of novelty and mystery, and it leaves an alluring and hauntingly beautiful lasting impression. And so the ways that awe has shown up in my life has been, you know, as an older sister, when I get to spend time with my youngest brother and I can kind of see core memories shaping him. If you know me, you know, I have a younger brother that's 17 years younger than me. And so having a lasting impression in his life and like kind of creating moments that I remember having as a kid brings me a certain level of awe, because it's, you can kind of see the impact or the impressions forming on him. Um, you know, I also got into a new relationship this year, and my partner
My man's, my man's, my
listens.
man's.
It's so funny. I don't know when I started saying my partner, because my partner feels like whoa, but like my boyfriend, should I say, he listens to me when I feel like I'm not even worth listening to.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you see somebody that's still listening to you and is still kind of like interested in what you have to say, it does give me like sense of, it gives you a sense of awe. And so
Yeah.
as we've, you know, as we were kind of talking out this episode, I was reflecting, and it definitely shapes, I think, our overall attitude towards life, being open to the experience of being
Totally.
in awe, because oftentimes we can fall into one end of the spectrum of like, life is shitty and there is nothing to be happy about and there's no joy, or I'm dealing with so much grief and there's nothing to be happy about. But if you go back to like one of our past episodes with Cindy Spiegel and her book Micro Joys, you can see that
Yeah.
even during the times when there may be like a revolution happening, or you're experiencing so much grief, or you're experiencing, you know, your own personal self mourning, you can still find these opportunities to have awe
Of course.
and joy.
Of course.
And so it's like, how can we be more sensitive
yeah.
to that, so we're not like missing these moments,
Yeah.
and we're not skipping over the beauty that comes with also the icky part of life.
Just bopping in here because we are going to take a brief break before we continue the conversation. I couldn't agree more with everything that you said, because I think we talk so much about the tools to help us navigate the circumstances. And awe feels like bridging a conversation of what could be, like being caught up in this vastness and knowing you're a part of it, but then also seeing the distance of it, in that it also belongs to other things and you have that sense of connectedness. That I love the way the psychologist says, like, you transcend yourself, but also you couldn't have that experience if you were not deeply in your own body.
Yeah.
And like you said, of like through so many of these practices, it's not just to help us manage our day to day, it's to help us tap into that flow, to help us be a part and cultivate more moments of that awe, and to bear witness to more moments of that. And so I appreciate it because it reminds me that all of these tools we talk about are not just to get us through the day, through our life, just to survive. They're to get us to thrive.
Absolutely.
And I want to experience awe. I take my breath away. Like, leave me speechless. I think about things so much. I'm like, leave me with nothing but the experience. Humble me. Put me on my knees, in the sense of like, love it. Like,
expand my heart.
oh my gosh, absolutely. And so I was thinking about what aspects of this. I also think I maybe even want to start calling myself an awe junkie. And so, because I just love the idea of all the different facets that you can experience it in, like nature, like in the collective joy. But I was actually talking to my boyfriend about this
Mm-hmm.
as well, because his new thing is kind of like having flowers. He bought this special vase for me, and it's on my side of his bed,
Mm-hmm.
and he puts flowers into it every time I come. So I always
Mm-hmm.
have like a new set of flowers. But he knows I love flowers, but here's what I really love. I love knowing that he's in a grocery store holding flowers,
Mm-hmm.
because I love going to the grocery store, seeing a man with flowers, and
Mm-hmm.
just thinking in my head, oh my goodness, I just hope that there's a lucky person on the other side of those flowers. Like, I'm thinking about somebody I've never met. I cannot imagine who they are, but to me, it is that witness of kindness that it's like,
Mm-hmm.
wow, like look at this person who's making this decision. And I love, it's almost like the opposite of evil eye, where I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, somebody's thinking about me in this
Mm-hmm.
way, and I want to receive that blessing.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't like it's through somebody else. So I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
what I love even more than having the flowers is knowing you were in the grocery store and someone was
Mm-hmm.
seeing you being like, oh, I hope there's a lovely lady getting those tonight.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I want to receive that love, and because I know I'm giving it so much when I'm witnessing other people do that. And so for me, that's like, again, like it's a small moment. I surely have experienced on those very humbling, like life changing, still processing it moments. But I do love being able to be in practice of finding awe in those really tiny and bringing me kind of to flow in my own way.
Yeah, because I think when it comes to the mind, body, soul community,
Yeah.
you know, sector of like what we talk about when it comes to being in flow, being in alignment, awe to me perfectly fits into like the mental and emotional state of our well-being.
Yeah.
So like, are we in a state where we can experience this? And if not, then like, what are we holding on to? What
Ooh,
needs to be removed so that we can call more of that into our life?
there we
And
go.
there were some really cool reflection questions in this article that I found as well that asks, when's the last time you experienced a sense of awe? Is your life overly full and heavy right now? Or are you open to small daily experiences of wonder? Do you savor these experiences and feel grateful for them?
Go ahead.
What will you do to bring more awe opportunities into your life? So
Love it.
just sit in it for a little bit. Like, when was the last time you experienced awe? Has it been a long time?
Yeah.
For someone like me, I have the memory of a goldfish, okay? But I do remember how I feel. You know what I mean?
Totally.
And I keep my journal to help me remind myself. And I rely on my community to remind me of things.
Collective consciousness.
But if you can't go back in time, similar
Yeah.
to, you know, how your girl here can't, just becoming more aware of these moments
Totally.
and doing what you can to connect with those moments so that you can move with intention, or you can also create those moments for other people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I know sometimes the holiday season can be tough for people because you're navigating a lot of different dynamics too. But I think paired with the reflection questions and knowing that there are so many ways to tap into awe, and it doesn't have to be in this one unilateral way, but actually it's so expansive, and I would even argue well beyond just the 5 that we offered to. So I hope people take the reflection questions into this season that we're entering, and like you said, find that practice, commit to yourself to spend that time to remove those barriers and really find the moments. Because I think the nice thing or the beautiful thing about awe is it's there. Like
Mm-hmm.
it is all around. And just like the many examples we highlighted, it's about aligning yourself to be able to interact and be in flow with those moments. And I want more of that for myself and my sisters and all
Yeah.
of y'all in the sister friend tribe as we enter into the new year.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, listen, y'all. We hope you enjoyed this episode. We are so grateful that y'all are still here, rocking with us, always diving deeper into how we can make ourselves better and our community better. And we will catch you guys next time. Stay bundled up. Peace, love, blessings. Can't wait to see you guys later.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
All right, that wraps up our episode this week. We'd really appreciate if y'all could rate us on Apple and Spotify, as it really helps grow our BGF tribe and support our podcast. As always, the conversation continues on Instagram and TikTok, so connect with us there if you want to join in on all the keys. With that said, we will see y'all next time. Rest well, folks.